Sable Seaside Sparrow's fault. Bob Progolski from U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, debunk it for us.
Be happy to. As you know, the sparrow, this little bird south of Tamiami Trail takes the heat for a lot of things. But I will debunk that. The conservation and recovery needs of the Cape Sable Seaside Sparrow are aligned with plans for Everglades restoration. In fact, delays in the completion of Everglades restoration components have likely caused reduction in sparrow numbers. Current water deliveries that flow into Cape Sable Seaside Sparrow habitat in Everglades National Park to the structures along Tamiami Trail are not consistent. In other words, the water deliveries through those structures are not consistent with the distribution and timing goals of the Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Plan. Water is essentially being delivered onto the riverbank and not to the natural river channel of Northeast Shark River Slough where it naturally flowed. That is what Everglades restoration, one of the components, is aiming for. Cape Sable Seaside Sparrows are indicators of health of the marl prairie habitat, one of the most imperiled habitats in the Everglades system. Some people have suggested that the sparrows somehow moved there on their own after hurricanes and so on, but sparrows have historically occupied this habitat. There is no evidence that the sparrows weren't there all along. There is no measurable connection between the closures of the structures on Tamiami Trail to protect the Cape Sable Seaside Sparrow and discharges from Lake Okeechobee with the existing operations. I think you've all heard several times over the sessions, but the existing infrastructure and operations do not provide for conveyance of large amounts of water from Lake Okeechobee to the water conservation areas and into Everglades National Park. The closures of the Tamiami Trail structures to protect the Cape Sable Seaside Sparrow during the high water event in 2016 potentially raised the Water Conservation Area 3 stage by about 2 inches. But that was more than offset by additional volumes released into Northeast Shark River Slough as allowed by the emergency deviation. Those additional flows lowered the stage in Water Conservation Area 3 by at least 6 inches. Thank you.
Thank you.